Big news. Eddie is going to fight Thor. That's insane. I didn't even see that coming. I mean, I was the first one saying I think they should fight, but I didn't think they were going to. So let's first off all just appreciate the moment. Eddie Hall and Thor Bjornsson are going to step in a ring and duke it out until one of them is declared the winner. That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's dive in a little bit and see how this came about and where we're at with it. 2017, Eddie Hall wins World's Strongest Man. And Thor says that he cheated. So there's this huge, big buildup. Everyone's mad at everybody. But the truth is you're talking to somebody who's been in the game for a long time. And this didn't start in 2017. Little inside information for you. Before 2017, there was already a riff. There was already people that were starting to get upset. There was, this guy's got an entourage and this fat guy's got a fan with a jam boy or whatever that is. I don't know what a jam boy is. All I know is it's a term that was used a lot. So if that turns out to be a term I'm not supposed to use, blame somebody else because I still don't know what it means. I Googled it. I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can help me. What's a jam boy? So we're at World's Strongest Man 2016. The year before Eddie won, we're in Botswana. And I remember tensions were high. I mean, Brian and Eddie were getting along, which was like back and forth. At that time, they'd love each other, they'd hate each other, love each other, hate each other. And I think at that point in time, they were on one of their honeymoons, you know? So they were cool, and then Thor was just, you know, at the peak of his like entourage phase. For a couple years, Thor would bring in like 50 people, and they'd all have to be in the tent with us. They'd all be there, and it would basically be the Thor show. Like he'd never won World's Strongest Man, and yet for some reason they catered to him. And it was really upsetting for a lot of the other guys that just because the guy was on a TV show that he should be afforded all those special accommodations. So Eddie pulls 500 kilos. Thor comes out, pulls 501, and basically just trashes Eddie, saying that 2017 was rigged and it never should have happened. So at this point, we've got really bad blood and two pretty savage dudes ready to duke it out. So, you know, I think at this point right now, if they were to fight, Eddie has way more experience. If they were to fight right now, I would say Eddie's probably going to handle it pretty easily. But they've given him over a year. That means they both have plenty of time to prep. They both have time to cut weight, to be healthy, to come in ready to go for an entire fight. It's a whole different game now that they've been given time to train. Originally, if they were going to step in the ring right now, I would have to bet on Eddie. It'd just be that easy. And there's no way that Thor can jump in and know how to box the same way Eddie has when Eddie's been doing it for most of his life. Now that it's a year, Thor has a lot more opportunity to actually get better and to learn and to be able to, you know, move his head and not get. I'm pretty sure he would have got rocked pretty bad if he would have just stepped in the ring. So now with a year of professional help, you should be able to see both of them moving better, both of them. It should be a good fight. I mean, that time, a lot of people were disappointed that it's not going to happen for a whole year. And in my eyes, I was like, no, that's actually the respect the fight deserves. If you want to see these guys show up and actually do their best, you need to give them time to transition. I mean, Eddie's been sitting on the couch and doing commentating while Thor has been competing. So neither of them are in shape to box. It's a whole different world. It's not the same. So the time that was given to them made this fight way more enticing. In my eyes, this wasn't a fight until they said, you've got a year and change to prepare for it. Now it's a fight. I don't even know how to explain to you, like, the work that got put into this that was just all up in the air. Now it actually gets focused, and now September 2021, Eddie Hall, Thor Bjornsson, they're gonna come out swinging. It's awesome. It looks great. It's gonna be on Core Sports. Is gonna bring it to you. Who knows where else it's gonna be? These guys are taking an entire year to prep for this. And so that actually takes it's a comic thing, you know, when guys are huge and they step in the ring and they're gonna fight, and it's like, this behemoth is gonna fight this behemoth. But in reality, we all know when that happens, 30 seconds into the fight, they're both just tired because they're not boxers. But when you take somebody like that, who's a professional athlete at the top of their game, and you give them over a year to prepare, if they don't come out as boxers and they don't look like they're decent and that they're ready to go the entire duration of the match, if they're not ready for that, then I'd be extremely disappointed. So what I'm saying to you is you should be prepared for Eddie and Thor to actually be boxers. Maybe not Muhammad Ali, but they should be better than your average guy who walks in off the street, especially the fact that they're already top tier athletes. That being said, we all have a lot of fun stuff to look forward to. We get to watch who's training, who's being lazy, who's working with who, and how the buildup actually gets. What are they gonna do when they face off? Are they gonna even be able to control their temper when they face off? I'm excited about all that. The other thing it brings us to is if Eddie and Thor are fighting and everybody wants to see who's the better fighter, who's in the prelims? You know, you got an American monster here who's ready to start, you know, switching things up maybe. Maybe it's time for me to focus on something. Maybe it's time for me to punch somebody in the face. I don't know. If you guys could choose, who would you say I would face in the prelims? We've already had some talk with Nick Best. Maybe it's Nick Best. Maybe somebody wants to see Terry Hollins from the UK step up and get knocked out. What do you guys think? Write in the comments. Let me know who you think I should be fighting. And, as always, stay strong and pretty. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And whether you did or you did not, click subscribe and like the video. I don't care if you liked it. Just do it anyways. And then after you're done doing that, check out the link below. You can see my merch. It's all over at Bunker Branding. The American Monster stuff is there. Strong and pretty stuff. Just make sure you check it out. And always, stay strong and pretty.